Hello friends and adventurers, and welcome back to Sally Cat Plays Exile 3, Ruined World. Last time, we completed our first fetch quest, and got a pretty nice reward. But now I need money for spells, again. So exploring, and perhaps bandit hunting, we shall go. Or hunting goblins, or anybody else who crosses my path. Well, that's a start. I don't think I've explored this special dot yet. Nearby, you see a Vanatai hunting party bearing wicked, wavy swords. They move effortlessly among the stalagmites. It looks like they have some sort of prey trapped in a depression in the cave floor. One of them sees you watching, and makes a quick motion for you to come over and help. Do you? But of course. Oh goody, more Chitrax. I've been blessing Steven in fights lately to try and get him a few more kills. Also, I don't think I've scryed a regular Vanatai yet. There we are. This looks like an excellent chance for Fireball! Also, let's try out Smite. I did just buy that after all. Looks like Smite is a multi-target spell, but currently only has one target available. Well, that was lousy. No, don't actually want to Fireball, especially not on my allies. I am connecting monster entries. Okay, please don't kill my best fighter. Let's just end this. I said let's end this. There we go. Chitrax dropped 10 food, somehow. Tasty Chitrak meat. The Vanatai treat their wounds and approach you. We give you thanks. The Chitrak are being an old and bad foe to many of we. After taking a few trophies, they depart. Yay. Go just to combat with some free XP and enemies to help fight the Chitrax. Hello, what are you? The ever-present green, glowing fungus on the cave ceiling above is unusually bright here, making the nearby terrain quite visible. The view of the mushrooms to the north and the clear blue lake beyond it is very pretty. As you admire the view, your knowledge of cave lore enables you to spot a rough trail leading through the mushrooms to the north. It hasn't been traveled for some time. I better save. A careful search of this mushroom field pays off. In a small crevasse, you find a cache which has been sitting here for some time. The food is rotten, but there is a sack of copper coins and a quiver full of still usable arrows to be taken. Oh, heck yes. You rapidly loot the cache, and find a small pouch of gold in addition to the arrows. As you leave, however, you see a band of humans approaching. They don't look pleased that someone has found their old supply cache. Oh goody, mini bandits. Success! Steven gained another level! And I've got another pack of bandits to deal with. Ooh, this one's got an apprentice mage. This should be fun. Got a wand out of that one. Not sure what it'll do yet. This is a long, thin piece of wood, painted black except for a white tip. Cute. I think I will rest now. Much better. Is that a Nephilim I spy? Nephilim, Nephil warriors, and shaman. And yeah, we've got some hostile Nephilim in the area. How did they get here? Have they always been here? Okay, Nephil shaman was a bit more trouble than I hoped. But hey, I'm back in previously explored territory. Let's just clear off any other remaining dark parts of the map before I get back to the road. And find some charming giant rats. Oh, they fled. I'll explore this corner more later. For now, I want to focus more on New Cotra. Da-da-da! New Formalo to the north, New Cotra right here, and Portal Fortress to the south. Sup, New Cotra? You seem to have a bit of a rat problem, maybe? Hey, a boat. And once again, cannot talk to the guards. Phooey. What an interesting building this is in the corner. This park dedicated to all those lost in the destruction of the original Cotra. You will always be remembered. A cat! Much more important. You encounter a cat. It looks up at you with the arrogance and disinterest its kind is known for. Was this one just copy-pasted from the 1 in 40 emergence? Apparently so. Ooh, comfrey root. That would be useful if I had any alchemy skill. The townsperson doesn't respond. Yeah, Jeff has decided to no longer give dialogue for each and every individual NPC. This game does get kind of large. You look like a bandit, but you're not attacking me. Asp. This shifty-looking man wanders aimlessly but quickly around the town. It takes a minute to catch up with him. He doesn't seem keen on talking to you. He looks you over, then seems to recognize you. Call me Asp. He looks you up and down appraisingly, just wandering and observing. Here and there, like you. Well, you know, there's a lot to be seen by someone who likes to pay attention. Like maybe you might have noticed something peculiar nearby. Like in the northwest corner of town. Oh yeah, that building with no visible entrance. There's a building up there with no doors. No entrances. Nobody in or out. Been watching for days. And you know what's really bizarre? Nobody around here owns up to noticing it. Mention it and everyone gets real uncomfortable and pretends they don't know what you're wondering about. What's the big secret? It's some secret Exile thing, I tell you. I shouldn't be going after it like I am, but I really want to know what's in there. He suddenly looks suspicious. Wait, do you work for Exile? Never mind. I don't know anything about anything. He backs away and looks over at the dark stone building nervously. Also, I accidentally pulled up the Ask About screen. Something that I've neglected to explore in this game is the different responses I can get to people not knowing what I'm talking about In this case, shh, the walls have ears. So I don't actually know if in Exile 3 everyone in the same town will reuse the same I don't know response, or if you get individual responses for each and every NPC. It's something that I don't have as much reason to see with the click-based text interface. Miles Alchemy. Elspeth's Ironworks. There's a nice rainbow design around the edge of the sign. You meet a small, intense woman in short hair and black leather. Several vicious iron blades hang from her belt, and a proud expression graces her face. She greets you with a sharp nod of her head. I'm Elspeth. Welcome to my shop. Well, I run this shop with Nance. I make the best iron weapons you're likely to find, and you can purchase them if you got the gold. You can also sell me other stuff. I'm sure I can unload it on somebody. Yay, we found a place to sell extra stuff! Nance and I have been through a lot since the Empire sent us down. We just weren't approved of, if you know what I mean. Then we got separated. We were living in Cotra when the Empire War hit. They blasted our town apart. We were lucky to escape, but got separated. We didn't find each other for months. Then we heard about this settlement near the surface. There was no way we could stay away. She gives a vicious smile, and for a moment she seems 6 feet tall. We will be back on the surface someday. There are no two ways around it. It was wrong of them to throw us down here, and it's up to all of us to make them pay for their crimes. Indeed. Speaking of pay, iron hammer. That could be neat, except that my shielding hammer does give that nice defense bonus. Also got rapier, broadsword, iron flail, iron bardiche, halberd, greatsword, iron great mace, which is good if you want a two-handed weapon. Ooh, and even some steel things. If I had more money, I could buy Pearl 2 spears and see what she can do, because she also has a pole weapon skill in it, in addition to the blades. But more importantly, I can sell crap I don't want. Still need to get the shield identified. I might want bolts eventually, but by the time I can actually use them, I'm sure I can find a source of them. Okay, I'm sure I will do much more commerce off-screen. There is a young man with dark hair and a neatly trimmed beard behind the counter. His fingers are permanently stained from years and years of working with herbs and mixing concoctions. I am Miles. Miles the Mage. Welcome to my shop. He points to the bookshelves. Each of those scrolls contains a recipe I have mastered. Every plant in these caves I have turned into a wondrous concoction of some sort, and I place all my knowledge at your disposal. I make potions of all sorts, and you can obtain them for a price. Let me know if you want to purchase some of them. So very useful energy potions. Also somewhat useful curing and healing, and speed. Good to know about. Hundreds of recipes. Of course, most of them are useless, but I've mastered them anyway. He shakes his head. Okay, not all the plants. I still haven't found a use for black-spotted sponge moss, but I'm working on it. He smiles and shrugs. What's the point of being modest? I live in a cave. I mix mushrooms and lichen for a living. I get backaches all the time. With a life like this, why bother to be modest? Feh. Fair point, sir. A lizard! Lizard has nothing useful to share. It's probably a block of homes or something. So, random question for you. Do you think cats specifically got exiled, or did they just kind of find their way down here? Murr's foodstuffs. Another cat, but a bipedal sentient one this time. There is a Nephilim sitting behind the counter chopping mushrooms. This is not too unusual. Some Nephilim have made peace with humans and taken to living among them. A few, but not many. Its tail twitches happily, and it graces you with a toothy grin. My name is Murr. Welcome to my shop. It purrs excitedly. I make all types of foodstuffs for my good human buyers. You can purchase all of them that you want, and be assured of their edibleness. Be assured that there are none of the delicious rats and bats in the fine foods I am making. All those things are saved for me and my mate. Only we appreciate them as one should. You look at the food he is preparing, and indeed, there is no sign of the sort of small animal a cat would find appealing. So we can buy various different rations, which are all food. I'm doing pretty okay on food, so I'm not going to buy any right now. Hello? One of the Wandering Town people, I'm sure, is Nance, who will reply to me. Or maybe she's in the bar. I don't know. The Phoenix Inn. Yep, Nance was in the bar. There is a gentle-looking blonde woman with a kind face sitting at the table. She is sharpening a small knife. She smiles at you as you approach. I'm Nance. Greetings to you. She shrugs. Oh, I mainly help Elspeth run her shop. Not what I choose as a path, but there you go. A dark look passes over her face. I cared for horses when we lived on the surface. When the Empire exiled us, it took away my entire life's work. That is one of the many reasons I want to return to the surface. All of us were sent to live in pits because of who we were, because we refused to fit in, to conform, to submit to unjust standards. Nance's normally gentle face has a steely, determined expression. Every day we live here is an injustice we will all gladly face death to right. Have you met Elspeth? She grins. She runs the best smithy in Upper Exile, if not Exile. She holds up the knife she's sharpening. It's not quite my area, but it keeps me busy until we can reach the surface. Okay. And just in case you're new here, Elspeth and Nance are life partners, and not just in the friend sense. This man is intensely unappealing. He has bushy whiskers, a distracting personal odor, and wart moss stains on his shirt. Wart moss is chewed much like tobacco. He fixes a beady eye on you as you approach. He hawks and spits a grayish stream at a nearby spittoon. He isn't too picky about his aim. Call me Goints, kid. He hawks and spits. I sails the lake. He hawks and spits. Yep. Cave fish are good eatin'. Sell plenty of 'em. See some interesting sights, too. Real interesting sights. White, clammy, and weird looking, but good eatin'. That's for darn sure. Lots of peculiar goings-on out there. Lots of stuff to see, if maybe you got a boat. He hawks and spits. Twice. Then he looks at you sharply. Interestin' you should mention it. Sometimes I got an old boat I needs to unload. If you might be into some sort of purchase, let me know. I ain't going anywhere. It's a bargain at 500 gold after all. A bit steep, I know, but hey, I'm the only guy with boats. Aha, I shall keep that in mind. The bar is being tended by a thin man with short black hair, a twitchy demeanor, and a lopsided smile. He wears the traditional sash used in Exile to mark a mayor. I'm Crisper the barkeep, or Mayor Crisper, whichever you prefer. Well, I'm the mayor for now. Painful, but necessary. But I also run the Phoenix, which is a bit more satisfying. We pick a new mayor every year. That's the person who takes time off building this new, beautiful city to carry out tedious administrative tasks. The heck, go back. No, I meant to go back. Sometimes I'm not sure if I like or hate this click-based interface. I mean, I can just hit ask about every time I want to type something. Pushing papers, organizing things, meetings, endless hell. And worst of all, I occasionally have to press gang some hapless adventurers to go on some mission or other. Did you say the magic word? To the southwest somewhere is a big ice pudding, which has been eating some people traveling up this ways. As mayor, I really should do something about this. Kill the thing, and I'll pay you well. Noted. The Phoenix, because this Cotra rises from the ashes of the earlier Cotra. I do all the standard in things. We have an excellent room for only 10 gold, and a round of beer is only 2. You buy some mushroom beer. It tastes awful, but in a pleasant way. I find most beers to be like that. There are very few beers I actually like. Inn has a nice view of the lake. The only thing left to explore is this corner here. Yep. Small houses. One of them defies me. That'll show you. Nothing actually interesting in there, just world-building fluff, if anything. I do love that Jeff takes the time to build out somewhat realistic towns. Treat his NPCs as fully realized characters and not just necessary vendors and such. I believe the ice pudding, or ice slime, should be around here-ish somewhere. I don't think it's behind a hidden passage. Forest of Ilgrith. Okay, I wonder who Ilgrith is or was. At the base of one of the trees, you find a small patch of comfrey, a valuable alchemy ingredient whose roots have great healing properties. Some of the plants look ripe. I will leave them alone. I don't want to spend the inventory space on alchemy ingredients just now. And are you the ice slime? At the end of the passage is what looks like the crude lair of some beast. It's a pile of rocks, but oddly there's no entry hole. Also, it's covered with frost, which is strange indeed. Approach it. You prod at the crude warren, ice flaking off the stones as you poke at them with a sword. Suddenly, white goo starts bubbling up through the cracks in the lair. As the air becomes intensely cold, the goo starts to form into one gigantic blob. The massive slime flows over the rock towards you. The air gets colder and colder the closer it approaches, until your noses and ears start to sting. The creature is totally silent, and implacably deadly. You wonder if retreat might be wise. Retreat? Nah, I've got fireballs. Where are you? There you are. Ice pudding! Creates ice walls. Ew. This could be a little unpleasant, and I imagine Smite would do absolutely nothing to it, being cold-based. Let's use some ranged attacks. Amethyst, please. Good. Ooh, ice walls are painful. And it's dead. After much hacking and chopping, all the bits of the creature stopped moving. Victory is yours. You can only hope people appreciate your ridding the cave of this beast. Yay. Okay, and we'll finish exploring this side of the river before returning to Cotra. Or New Cotra, I should say. Old Cotra, or the ruins of Old Cotra at least, are still in the caves below. I do not know at this point if they are trying to rebuild the original city. Or perhaps just leaving it as a memorial. Right, Mayor. He grins awkwardly. Okay. Oh, I know. Mission. You tell Crisper how you slew the ice pudding. Well done. Thanks for taking care of that. He counts you out a generous stack of silver coins. Now get out there and kill other bad things. Will do. In fact, I've got enough gold I feel pretty comfortable buying that boat now. Perhaps next time. Have a good one, everybody.